us in studio this morning. He's actually a member of the Friends of the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Don Weld with us. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing today?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Good deal, man. Who wears many hats, by the way. You're like, hey, sounds familiar. Yeah, you probably heard him from American Legion or Alzheimer's Association. He's involved in
Friends of the Zoo.
Friends of the Zoo. He's involved in many things here.
Yeah,
but today wearing our Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge hat here.
Yeah.
So
I even got my volunteer
official hat here.
Yeah.
Nice. Of course, I know Earth Day was last week here, and I know that's probably you guys had a busy day out at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge
last Saturday,
doing service projects and some conservation efforts going on out there.
Right.
It sounds like I heard a bunch of volunteers came out. It sounds like
we did.
Got a lot done.
We want to give a shout out to all those volunteers that came out and helped us.
Good.
We had a really nice crowd of people out there. Got a lot of stuff cleaned up, made it look really nice.
Yeah.
Still got a few things that there's always
projects to be done. Yeah,
always
they never
something.
end.
But we did, that really helped, and thank you everybody that came out. So
and it's kind of been in the world of COVID here. Bitter Lakes really kind of used that time to kind of do some work to the amenities to some of the buildings and facilities and things out there that folks use out there.
There's a bird blind that was in disuse. We shut it down, not so much because of the blind itself, but because of the trail that gets there.
Gotcha.
It was all torn up. It was a mess.
It just wasn't safe for people to go up and down that trail.
And especially as you walk down that trail, then you'd have to go up this ramp to get into the bird blind, the stairs and stuff. That was it was old, rickety. They tore all of that out. We've completely replaced it. It's completely handicap accessible.
Nice.
So you can get your wheelchair all the way down, and motorized ones even.
Oh, good.
Can go all the way down, go up to the bird blind and observe. That bird blind is really nice.
Nice.
Got a lot of stuff in it.
Will that be kind of the home for when cranes and cocoa happen here in the fall, or is that done on a different part of the...
Actually, the cranes go farther down.
Okay, so you can't sit there. It won't be much of a show there.
Yeah, they're a little farther south.
Okay.
And we let them... We try to give them their space pretty much.
Gotcha.
A lot of them like to go up to what is the actual Bitter Lake.
Okay.
What you see when you go on your drive around there, what you're seeing is some ponding areas.
Okay.
And that's the overflow from Bitter Lake and the wells and artesian wells and such.
Okay.
So all of that works its way down, and a lot of the cranes like to stay down at the far end, the south end, but a number of them still go up to the actual Bitter Lake.
Okay.
Which is, I wanted to say unfortunately, but that's not true. We try to keep that cleaned up and pristine.
Sure.
For the wildlife.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Not a lot of human contact out there. I mean, there is some as needed, but we don't really let the public just kind of voyage out there. When there is trips out there, it's a very
controlled
experience there.
Yeah,
but on occasion, those do happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that one of the perks of being a member.
Being a friend.
A friend of the member, or a member of the friends, a friend of the members, a member of the friends,
friend of a friend, friend of a member of a friend of mine.
Yeah. Being a member of the Friends, we're setting up some tour dates for members. And we're going to have to work this out. We haven't got the details on it yet, but we'd like to get set up where we can take members onto these back roads and let them see some of the back areas.
Peel back the curtain a little bit of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
And we do some of that at the Dragonfly Festival. Mm-hmm. We do our tours.
Yeah, those tours get access to places that the general public doesn't always get to be a part of.
That's right.
At the refuge there.
So we really enjoyed that.
And this is, if you like to be a friend, and this is something, being a friend of Bitter Lake is this is without the friends, this park or this refuge wouldn't be able to do what it does. It's
right.
we talk about bottomless lakes, and that's the place where you go for your camping and picnicking and all that fun. Bitter Lake is that place where, yes, we want the public to come and enjoy it, but it's really showing you the natural habitat, the ecosystem.
That's right.
It's not about camping and fishing and backpacking. It's about, let's see the wildlife and the habitat of southeast New Mexico, and let's see some of the native animals and plants that call this region home. And it is a reserve for them. It's the place for them. We're just visitors watching it, and that's
right.
That's the mindset of Bitter Lake versus Bottomless Lake. So becoming a friend of Bitter Lake, we want people that care about the wildlife and things and want to help to preserve and to protect and to help it thrive. And so as a friend of Bitter Lake, you're going to be doing service project, conservation. So if you love, digging in the dirt and doing that kind of stuff, and your spouse is tired of you doing it at your house, maybe you can come on and do it out at Bitter Lake. Go. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many holes you can dig up in our front yard. Let's go work at Bitter Lake. Where you can do it there here. But so that's really what you're needed. And of course, obviously, you're the volunteers and things like when we have Dragonfly Festival. You're the friends are kind of the glue that keeps everything going together. That's right. Keeping the weekend going and all that kind of stuff. But so if you love being outdoors, you love to see the wildlife, the butterflies, the birds, the dragonflies, all the different animals that call the Bitter Lake home and want to help protect that, then I encourage you to come out and be a friend. Come be a friend of Bitter Lake. Come get involved, and even if you're not necessarily, maybe you're not in that side, but maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're those kind of skills can help serve as well on the legal side and the less sexy side of being a volunteer.
Very, very good point, because we need people to come out and not only become members, but we need some people on our board of directors.
Help make decisions.
Yes, we have some vacant spots, and we would very much like to have people come out, especially somebody who can help us in the secretarial part.
Okay. So someone's got some administrative, office skills, management, some experts in that area. We could use your services to help guide on the board here of directors for Bitter Lake, Friends of Bitter Lake. Yeah.
And we'd also like to get somebody with some computer background that might know how to use not Quicken. What's the other
Excel?
one? QuickBooks.
QuickBooks. Okay.
Yeah, we do our financials on a QuickBooks.
Okay.
And the person who does that now would like to back off.
Gotcha. She's ready to step down.
She's ready to step down.
So need another treasurer or someone.
A treasurer, somebody who can step in and take over her, because it's all on QuickBooks. So it'd be if you know QuickBooks, it'd be a snap.
You're just reading the numbers at that point. Yeah. Okay. So if there's someone listening that'd like to volunteer their time doing that, great way to support the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Yep. And oh, by the way, history buffs too. That's something always. I mean, we talk about nature and stuff, but there's as much human history out there as there is nature stuff. With the Native Americans and their hunting trail or hunting grounds and things that were out there. Yep. There's so much human history, as much as human history as there's natural history out there, and so we love. So if you're a history buff, there's equal amount of fun stuff, and that's the great part. Unfortunately, we don't have Steve here with us today. He's the guy you want to pick his brain.
He would
and
know
talk about
he knows all of that stuff.
Some of what the Native Americans were doing with those grounds at the time, and how it's evolved, and the buffalo and all that stuff. He can tell you all about that side of Bitter Lake and all of that too.
All those cliffs to the east of us. Now, they didn't run the Native Americans. They didn't run the buffalo off the cliff. They ran them up against the cliff, where they could get a good shot.
Yes. And they just put them in a box, basically.
Put them in a box so if they could get the ones they wanted and then get the others out of the way.
Well, and this is the difference between what they were doing. They were taking as needed, and then, of course, the white man came in and
took everything.
We just clear-cutted all the buffalo. And so, but yes, they that was how the natives did that. They would it's ingenious how they do it. They use the land to their advantage and try to and herd them like cattle, in essence, into a kill zone, basically. And then they pick apart the number they need for the season, and then their hunters would go down and gather and take them and leave the rest of the herd for next season.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can still find the remains of buffalo that were killed out there. A
few bones, skeletons.
Bones and stuff like that. And even some camping areas where the
occasional arrowhead and stuff turns up too, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
artifact and thing.
Then the cattle drives, they came up the Pecos.
So
they came right through
so
here.
The cowboys come right up through there too.
That's right. They used Bitter Lake. That's where it got its name. The cowboys called it Bitter Lake because the water was so bitter.
Okay.
Well, it's a salty, mineral-y type water.
Okay.
So it would be a little bitter. It doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
But,
not the best tasting.
Right.
Might add to your coffee.
Yeah.
Help the horseshoe float in the coffee there.
You got it. You got it. And they loved it. The cattle would drink it. It was all right with them.
And to be honest, that's Bitter Lake. And we joke. We've talked about this before. The Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is kind of like the service station of southeast New Mexico for wildlife, and
you got it.
And in earlier days, and New Mexicans too. It's because that's what really it is. We talk about the cranes, but all of those migratory birds that are going from Canada to south or vice versa, we're like south of the border for people that go on East Coast. When you're between North Carolina, where you go for all your fireworks and food and all that. Right. Bitter Lake's kind of like that for these animals.
That's
and
right.
And so
we get the cranes, we get geese, Canada geese, and we get pelicans. We've actually seen pelicans come through here.
That's unique.
On their way north.
Okay.
Because I
figured they'd be sticking more coastal, but
mostly they do. But these come out of the Gulf.
Okay.
And they're headed up north, up to the Salt Lake area a lot.
Okay.
Because
That's
you
pretty
see
cool.
pelicans up there during the summer.
Sure. Well, if you get up, because there isn't a big bodies of water between now and then where they
got to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
And then all the other, like you said, all the other migratory birds too. And that's what we were working on, this, what we call the Butterfly Trail. Mm-hmm. It's really a bird haven.
Okay.
They love coming in there because there's trees. We've got the tall ones for them to sit on. We got the lower bushes for them to hide in.
Sure. Probably plenty of food sources for them in there.
Lots of insects. We plant trees that produce a berry that they like.
Okay.
So that's all there. Plus the pond that we have has some fish. Oh, excuse me. That was good food.
That breakfast burrito tastes better the second time around.
But the pond has little fish in it.
Okay.
And some of the birds actually go in for the fish. But
nice.
Mostly that pond is there for the dragonflies.
Gotcha. That's where
they lay the eggs. And the fish just love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's... But that's the cycle of life. The dragonflies try to hide their eggs, and the birds try to find them. That's right. That's Mother Nature.
So
that's
it works out real good.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of Dragonfly Festival, I want to mark people's calendars. I know it's on the other side of the summer here, but because the fact that we haven't really had a Dragonfly Festival in a couple years because of COVID... We want to. This one's going to be big, better, and bigger.
Our first full-blown one in 3 years?
Yeah, and so mark September 10th. That Saturday. That's going to be the main Dragonfly Festival day. Right. I'm guessing, like years past, there'll be some stuff that Friday the 9th.
Friday night, we're going to have a presentation.
Okay.
Friday evening, and the Astronomy Club will have their telescopes out there.
Cool.
To do a little stargazing.
Hopefully the weather will be clouds will be clear that night.
Too often we get cloudy that time, but we're hoping that we will have a clear night and we can do a little stargazing that night too.
Yeah, so please I know just kind of mark your calendars and plan to make. I will tell you this now, as soon as the tour dates and times and everything become available and you can start signing up for those, I will let you know, because I will tell you, even 3 years ago, last time we had those tours filled up relatively quickly. They're free of charge and everything, but you got to sign up, and it's first come, first serve on times. But the good news is they have multiple times throughout the day Saturday. They even do a couple on Sunday to offer people. They do the early bird tour, I'm assuming, is going to be back, and then the Dragonfly tour, and then there's a another tour, right? That they do
That's part of the early bird.
Okay.
What we try to do is get out there early enough that the animals are smarter than we are.
I don't doubt that at all.
They go out in the mornings and they eat and whatnot. And as that sun comes up and it gets warm, they find a place to hide and stay cool.
There's like, I'm down for the day.
Yeah, the sun goes down, or as it starts to go down, cool off, they come back out again and do their scrounging around and foraging. So your best times, if you're going to go out there, your best times is try and hit that gate in the morning when it opens, and it opens at sunrise.
Okay.
And you can go out onto the tour loop, and you sit out there, and you'll see small creatures, and we've got fox, we've got skunks, we've got deer that come through there.
Like all the hustle and bustle of the community opens up at that time.
They will be out there, and the birds will be out feeding.
That's cool.
And again, if you go out in the late afternoon, now remember the gate closes at sunset.
Okay.
However, if you happen to be there
and they close the gate on you,
close the gate, you can still get out.
Good. Yeah, you're not a guest for the night.
No, and in fact, the sheriff wouldn't want that.
No.
We have the sheriff of Bitter Lake out there, and he checks,
make sure everyone's not hanging out when they're not supposed to be there, and all that. But
he's a really good guy. But
so in this case, the early bird really does get the worm. Maybe,
it does.
If you're going to plan your even one weekend, going to get out and go see the. Get out there at sunrise. Make sure you're there at sunrise. Get up dark 30, get your breakfast burrito, and then make your way on out to Bitter Lake and be there when the sun comes up, and you can watch the basically the hustle and bustle of life at Bitter Lake when it's their busy time of the day.
That's right.
So, very cool.
And take a walk through the Butterfly Trail. It's not a long walk. It's you can go down by the main creek and then come back around and walk up by the pond. The major trail is just a straight line.
Okay.
A straight curvy line.
Straight-ish. It's got a few switchbacks here and there.
Right,
but, it's going in one direction.
We do that on purpose so that, it provides a little privacy for the animals and
sure.
such. But as you walk through there...
And if there's any kind of elevation, it mitigates that a little bit for folks, too, that switch back to.
Right. Yeah, because the bottom part out by the actual ponding areas and such, that is not handicap accessible. That is stairs.
Gotcha.
Maybe in the future we'll be able to modify that.
Well, but again, it's the tricky balance you're dealing with here. I'm sure that steps is less impactful on the environment there than creating a switchback trail would be. So, so you guys balance. All right, what's better for, and at the end of the day, you always lean what's better for the refuge, not what's better for people.
Right.
Because the goal is to provide the refuge a sanctuary for all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so if it's conflicting with that goal, you're probably going to err against that. So.
Right. The main trail is completely accessible for wheelchair stuff.
Yeah, and that's it. And like you said, the new bird blind, or the rebuilt bird blind, I should say,
is now accessible.
Same way too here. Yep. So please utilize that and come and get out there and use that. Especially, I imagine, especially in the season changes. Like you said, even the cranes and everything are closer towards the Bitter Lake, but there's so many different migratory birds, and I don't know if we're a little late in the ball game for moving now, or are they right in the middle of heading?
The cranes are gone.
The cranes are. I didn't know if there's some birds that were still.
They leave around early to mid-March.
Okay.
Is when because it's a long ways up there.
It is, yeah.
And it's not like getting on a jet plane.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not.
They got to fly, 50 miles an hour or something.
It's a journey.
It is. This is one of several places. A lot of the cranes that go south, they stop here for a while, but then they go on down into Texas and down to the Gulf area.
Okay.
Now we do have not resident, but ones that stay here for the winter. And then they go back. But for the most part, the largest portion just goes on through.
Okay. I didn't know if maybe some of the geese that were farther north stop here, while ones that were farther south keep going south, or I don't
know either.
Yeah,
but it might be. Might
you wonder
be.
if it's something to do with that. It's like, well, these came from the northern part there, so they're going to be in the northern part of the South.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they can stand the cold a little better
Yeah,
when
maybe,
when we get chilly during the winter.
Maybe that's as logically as I could think of. There's a reason to do that.
Of course, they got to get up there. That's why they leave about March, because they got to get up there in time for the spring thaw. Because as soon as that thaws, they got to get down, get to business, and start making their eggs and so on.
Yeah.
So it's a rush.
Yeah. Do they do? And they do all that in the spring, right? I mean, as far as there's no like that when they come down for the warmer weather in the winter, they're not
No mating,
making a hatch or a batch of geese there.
At
either.
that time, they're bringing their young with them.
Okay. Is that where they're teaching them to be adult birds in the journey there?
Their first time. When they go back up that first year, the yearlings, so to speak, when they go back up, they may be ready. I don't know if they're ready for mating yet or not, but this is their first round trip, so they're learning the procedures.
They're learning the ropes.
Where's the food? Where's the water? Where do we stop?
Got their internal GPS going there to which that part that fascinates me. Like, how do they, how does their sense of direction work sometimes?
They got little satellites.
Yeah, you wonder. It's like, is there one bird like pulling a map out? It's like, I knew we should have took a left at Albuquerque.
I often wondered that myself, but I don't know what their GPS.
I'm sure there's some kind of internal something that guides them. I have no idea.
They've been doing this for millions of years.
It's instinctual, or it's definitely
built in. It's definitely built in.
Just curious, is it just imprinted in their brains when they're born? I'm just curious.
One of the birds we saw, the garden club here in Roswell does some of the gardening and putting new gardens right around the nature store.
Okay,
they do a lot of that gardening area right there. They also came out and helped us with the butterfly trail, but that's
their baby right there.
Right. They had just put in some new flowering plants.
Okay.
No sooner did they get the plant in the ground, put the water on it, step back. Here comes 2 hummingbirds. I mean, boom,
they were waiting
right there. Yeah. Okay, you got it ready.
They're probably sitting over there. It's like you know how we sit here in town like, ooh, there's a Texas Roadhouse coming. They're probably over there. Ooh, look, some new flowers over there. They were flower groupies waiting for the restaurant to open up.
And I've had a hummingbird at my house now too. At least one, maybe 2.
Nice. Do you have some feeders out there?
I got a feeder. Yeah, one feeder that. Come to think of it, I got to change that up. It's almost empty.
Time to put some new sugar water in there.
Yeah, you got it.
By the way, that's a great thing to do with kids and family. If you're looking, get a hummingbird feeder and put them out in your backyard. And if you want to do a little kind of nature with your own kids and things, this is a great area to do that kind of stuff.
You got it.
You'll see hummingbirds and all. Maybe if you're more technically advanced, you could put like a little GoPro or some kind of cam on it, and you could just kind of keep watching and catch some of the activity of the birds eating out of your hummingbird feeder and slow it down and watch you could have all kinds of fun with that.
I get all kinds of birds that come through my place. I've got a lot of feeders out there.
Gotcha.
And the hummingbird feeder is just one of them. I have 3 cats and 2 dogs. My cats love to watch the birds. Of course.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Cats are that's their television.
Yep, yeah, and they get a real kick out of that. So it excites them.
Oh yeah, you see their cackles get all up.
Right,
exactly.
But so far, I've been lucky enough that they're not going after the birds to any extraordinary extent anyway.
Once in a while they kind of want to jump, but they don't have the abilities.
Yeah.
So
sure.
But please come out, come visit. The weather's getting nicer here. I'd love to have folks come and visit Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Come visit come to the nature store too if you want some great gift ideas for family. If you're looking for stuff for yourself, books on ecosystems of Roswell and various nature birds and things that we call this area home. You want to learn more about it, there's all kinds of information available at the gift shop there.
We even have some videos.
Good deal.
Little CD videos that you can get.
Little DVDs or whatever you call them.
Yeah, those old things.
Yeah. Some 8-track cassette tapes No,
well, not quite.
but yeah. So and of course all that supports the wildlife
It does.
refuge.
That's
and,
where our biggest income to do the things we do. Our biggest income is
Gotcha.
coming from that nature store.
So please support it by
Yep.
another great way to support the ecosystem and all the great work that happens out at Bitter Lake is by you coming and buying T-shirts and hats and books.
That's right. And we have some local artists who do little things for us.
Perfect.
We have a little wooden dragonfly pin.
Okay.
I didn't bring mine with me today, but those are available out there, and other unique items that you're not going to find them, even here in town.
Okay.
Anywhere else, they're going to be out there, and that's it.
Nice. So it's exclusive, and the only place you can get them is at the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge
Right.
gift shop there. Real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
One last thing about the gift shop.
Yes.
We normally have what we call RVers.
Okay.
These are volunteers who stay on the refuge while they're there.
Mm-hmm.
They will man the bookstore.
Okay.
So we get volunteer help.
Okay.
It's one of the ways that we can keep our costs down. That's why our prices are so good. But they can only, or they do only stay certain periods of time.
Gotcha.
This summer, we're not going to have RVers.
Okay.
So we need volunteers
Okay.
who would like to come out to the refuge
And spend some time working the bookstore.
Working the bookstore.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you got a couple hours a week, you can donate there, or a day or two a week. Or
Yeah.
whatever works in your
What
schedule.
we would like is somebody who can come in from 10 to 3.
Okay.
Or 10 to 4 or something
Okay.
like
So like
that.
a midday thing for a few hours.
To be there, open up, and be there to man the bookstore.
Sure.
Steve is there during the week, pretty much.
Gotcha. So if you have questions that you can't answer, or if Steve's there to help.
Right, he can help you out, and we'll train you on how to use the register, what the stuff is, and how everything about it.
Cool.
But we would like to get some more volunteers.
And who knows? That's getting in on the perks of seeing and being a part of the volunteer force that is part of the Bitter Lake Wildlife.
That's right.
So.
If you would like to do that, I suggest really that you come out and talk to Steve.
Okay.
He would much prefer it be done that way.
But if you shoot a message on Facebook or something, we'll make sure that information gets to Steve, and
Yes.
he'll reach out to you.
Where am I looking at here? And I'm going to try and look up the
Look up his
phone
number for the office out there.
Yeah.
Also, while you're doing that, of course, the Bitter Lake Dragonfly Festival will be happening on Saturday, September 10th. They're going to be doing the drawing again for donations and things here. Were those tickets, are they available now, or will that be closer to Dragonfly Festival?
We're going to start, at the nature store, you
Okay.
can get tickets now.
Okay, so if you want to, while you're there shopping or visiting, if you'd like to get a ticket. By the way, thanks to some fine folks for making a beautiful quilt. It's a queen-size quilt, wall hanging, certificates, and everything. That's for your donation of getting tickets for the drawing here.
Right.
That's what, if your ticket is drawn, you get to win that beautiful quilt.
There's a whole bunch of prizes on there.
Okay.
A lot of them are gift cards at Starbucks or
okay.
or
So if you don't even get the big prize, you got little treats to help. And all of this, again, that money, those tickets you're buying is going back to the projects and everything it's part of
Correct.
Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Now, here's the new number.
Okay.
575-244-6256.
Okay. 244-6256. I'm going to write that down on this
Yeah,
sheet here.
do that, please.
244-6256, and that's 575.
Right, and that will get you to the front desk at the nature store.
Very good. So reach out there if you want to be a volunteer or want more information about that, or
just want to find out anything else about
general questions, hours of operation, what you can do, what you can't do out there, any of that stuff. They'll be happy to answer those questions for you. So, very good, Don. Do we get it all?
I'm thinking did I find? Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
Walking trails.
Okay.
Not only do we have that butterfly trail as a walking trail, that's nice. But like I said, if you're going, it's a hiking trail because you can go these steps down and
Gotcha.
loop back around, or you can just take the one that's up on the top.
So
Now, if you go down to the south end,
Mm-hmm.
you drive down the route.
okay.
All the way at the south end, we have a now the name just went away from me. Anyway, there's a parking lot all the way down at the south end.
Okay.
And there's a trail that goes around that out there. That trail is about 3 mile walk.
Okay. So if you're looking for a nice place to
And
walk,
it's a good hiking walk.
very
Yes.
good.
And it
so
takes you out around the back end.
Make sure you get good footwear and plenty of water when you head out there. But
Oh yeah,
and-
make sure you're wearing the right kind of shoes and that you bring your water, and you'll see the wildlife out there pretty much all day long.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's
if
the
you're-
best place.
If you're like, I'm not about being here at dawn, but I'll be here at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and maybe that's the trail you want to take.
That's
check out.
right.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah.
But once you get there, ask about this stuff, and they'll be happy to point you. and
Nature
get you-
Store can tell you
Yeah.
exactly what's
They
going
can
on.
give you the maps and everything you need to find where you're going out
Yep.
there. So, very good. But come out, bring your families. If you're looking for something great to do here in Roswell, don't forget Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is literally an oasis in the desert that
That's
you can
right.
come in
That's
and
what
spend.
it's for.
Yeah, come and spend time there seeing wildlife and nature and a different side of southeast New Mexico you probably never thought before. So, very cool. Well, thank you, Don, as always. Appreciate the visit. We'll see you next time. All right.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Don't work too hard.
You have a good day.
This guy does more work retired than any person I know that's retired. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, I have a full-time job.
He
Retirement.
does. He does. He works harder now than he did when he's like, I got to unretire just to get a break around here. Thanks, Don.